Hi, everyone. We're just waiting for the people to come to the live and the people who signed up for this. And then we're going to get started. The live is about Seth and checkpoints, and people call these like quantum leaping and things like that. So we're going to talk more about humans rather than what I talk about here. That's more about the origins of the technology. Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, anyone who's new and doesn't know what's going on, you can introduce yourself and show me that you want to be a part of it. It's so hot with this light. Oh yeah, I'm gonna. I always give 5 to 10 minutes until people come, so we'll see. You guys, I was just waiting a few minutes until the people who want to come to this live are coming. It will be recorded on, I'm going to write it on here. Hold on. Hope this works. There we go. Okay. 4 more minutes and then I'm going to get started. 4 more minutes. Oh, 3 more minutes and I'm going to get started. Let's see. Right. And yeah, while we're waiting, you guys can say hello. So I know that you would like to come to this class that's going to start. There'll be a Q&A after I speak. But yeah, we'll see. But you can always look here after it's done. Autocorrect curly. Taurus, they are often called. As you should. That's what happens when people say empty things. Okay, let's see. There's so many cool things that we could be sharing with each other in the world, and sometimes people just are empty as F. Let's see. And it gets boring after a while, but it's okay. I will alchemize that crap. Okay, let's see. Is it time? Yes, it is time. All right. So everyone who signed up for this live has not come, but it will be here when we're finished. And hopefully people are just going to come soon, or they know they're going to go look at that. I don't know. But let's get started. So this live is about Seth. And when I'm finished, you guys are welcome to ask Seth questions, and I'll explain. And if you guys want to know why, I'll ask you that after. But yeah, I'm going to start with there is, so here on here, in tier 3, I have talked about all of the different parts to Seth, because usually when people talk about gods, they talk about it in a way that is not empowering or intelligent, basically. Because if you think about it, all of these stories are just like if you were to go to an art gallery and pick up a painting from the art gallery and live your life by that and continue to do that, and it doesn't make any sense. So usually when you have a healthy relationship with art, you go there, you kind of honor why that person at that time period decided to, make that painting or that artwork. And you also look at how it makes you feel. So you take something from it in a mutual respect. But people don't look at myths and real religion and symbols this way, and they should, to have a healthy relationship. If they want to have an unhealthy relationship, then that's fine. But if you want to have a healthy relationship that empowers you and you can keep going and start things from scratch, which we'll talk about, he talks about that a lot, it's going to be really helpful for you. So, but anyway, so yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that. When I talk about these, I call them intelligences, and these intelligence could be anything. So it's up to you to find out what that means to you. A lot of people would just pick one thing. They would call them gods, they would call them aliens, they would call them spirits, they would call them archetypes. They have all these names that they say, but they don't know that it's always going to be different, because you should be asking questions. It shouldn't be passive or reading someone's book or art or whatever. It should be you asking the questions. And the reason why I say this is because, and my next class is about this, all these things you see that humans write about is an invitation for you to look within at that technology within. So all this stuff I'm talking about is something that came from within. It is a initiation that happens. So the more you do this, the more initiations you have with yourself and with the world around you. And so when I do this, my personal thing, I talk about that on here a lot. And it's very typical for me. Like, this is something that I've dedicated my life to. So that's how it happens. I'm kind of divided in the sense, but divided at the same time, where part of it is for the collective. And I struggled a lot with this because of the way people behave with me since I was born, basically. So the way that I deal with this and my journey has been different, because I have a tendency to lean on for everybody, and I don't get anything like back, as in like people don't exist back, if that makes sense, compared to what I put out. So I have been working on this, and I've tried to make it a regular thing where I put those things in there. So if you guys are interested, that's what that is. My ideal would be that I get to engage with people all the time. But if you guys look at my videos or what's happening on this live, people are not doing that. So I have to make peace with that, because it's just something I have to make peace with. But anyway, it's important to know the difference between those things. Okay. So the things I want to talk about with Seth, I'm going to talk about the information that came up here, and you guys can listen to that if you're interested. I'm going to talk about the part that has to do with everybody else. I'm not going to talk about my personal things, but if you guys at the Q&A part, if you want to ask questions, you're more than welcome to ask questions. And for the people who are watching it here later, so YT, you can ask questions there as well. People don't, but you are welcome to do that. Always welcome. And I shouldn't say that anymore, because I see on everyone's videos and things like that people do it no matter what. You don't need to tell people. So I'm actually going to stop doing that as of this live because there's no point. So anyway, so Seth is basically, his origins are not fully here. And the reason why I say this, I talk about this again here a lot. I have seen there's basically, if you have this visual of our universe, if you want to see it this way, like a ball, and it goes in like a toroidal kind of ball. Basically inside here, there's like 3 sections, and it's for you to understand those 3 sections. It's not that it's completely like that. You will see it when you look within, you're going to see it differently. But I've said that so that when I communicate to you guys, you're going to see it, like how you see it. So I see it as basically there's an area where there's these collaborators and dominators, depending on what their story's like. And then there's the potential. And then there's the what I've been calling the Titans, which are connected to something from infinity. And they can't, there's nothing that can stop their who they are, and which is a checkpoint. And so we're going to talk about that technology of the checkpoint. I'm not going to talk about the origins, because you can see that here. But what I am going to talk about is that the checkpoints in here. So there's gonna he wants, so before we talk about like with him, he's gonna like say, I'm gonna like channel what he wants to say. I'm gonna talk about our stuff that we talked about. So there are two types of humans that are popular in with this technology. So everyone has anything that people talk about. It doesn't matter if it's a god, it doesn't matter if they talk about anything. Everyone has their own version of it. And their relationship with it will depend on many things. So this will kind of, my last live that I talked about this was about kind of the similar thing, but it's like for a different reason. The other one is like more about interfaces and what this is, right? Like interfaces, many different things. But this is more about why do some of us remember and why do some of us don't, and why is it sometimes like a mixture and all that stuff, right? And they're because of Seth's checkpoints. So again, like I said, if you want to know why he even is a checkpoint and what that is, that will be the origin